Hello, dear friends, and welcome back to Decor Blueprint. If you've been wondering what to do with all those leftover fabric scraps, today's episode is tailor-made for you. We're diving into 20 heartwarming garden art ideas that turn old textiles into stunning outdoor decor. From charming lanterns to whimsical butterflies, each idea is full of soul, simplicity, and vintage charm. So grab a cup of tea, settle into your favorite chair, and stay with us to the end. You won't want to miss these inspiring transformations. There's a certain warmth that only handmade garden lights can bring. Using old mason jars and colorful fabric scraps, you can create charming lanterns that cast a soft, cozy glow across your evening garden. These pieces not only recycle forgotten items, but turn them into heartfelt accents that feel both personal and magical. As twilight sets in, these glowing jars feel like whispers of nostalgia, each one a reflection of the hands that made it. Hang them on tree branches or place them along a garden path for a dreamy, intimate atmosphere that invites reflection and rest. Patchwork garden flags are the perfect way to add joyful color to your yard while celebrating the beauty of imperfection. Old floral prints, lace remnants, and even denim scraps can be stitched together into cheerful banners that dance in the breeze. These flags aren't just decoration, they're storybooks sewn from memories, fluttering proudly with every gust of wind. Lining a walkway or outlining a garden bed, they bring a sense of home, heritage, and gentle pride. Few things lift the spirit like a garden that moves with the wind. Twisted and braided fabric scraps can be transformed into delightful wind spinners that add color and motion to your outdoor space. As they twirl gracefully in the breeze, these upcycled pieces create a sense of movement and vitality. They're not just decor, they're dynamic energy that brings your garden to life in the most playful way. Brighten your flower beds with fabric blooms that never fade. By layering colorful fabric petals and attaching them to simple wooden sticks, You can create garden stakes that remain cheerful through every season. Each flower, unique in its fabric and texture, adds a handcrafted charm that feels more like art than ornament. These blossoms are an enduring celebration of creativity and care. Your garden fence can be more than just a boundary. It can be a canvas. Tie long strips of vintage fabric to your fence line to create a soft, romantic garland that gently sways with the breeze. This subtle touch transforms any plain fence into a statement of softness and grace. It's an effortless way to bring a vintage countryside feel to even the most modest of backyards. '06. Fabric scrap bird nesting stations. What if your fabric scraps could support local wildlife? Tuck colorful, soft strips into mesh baskets or suet cages to offer nesting material for birds in spring. Not only do you beautify your space, but you give something back to nature, creating a haven where art and life coexist in harmony. Planters don't have to be plain. Wrap yours with braided or tasseled fabric scraps to add texture and character. This bohemian twist gives even basic pots a sense of movement and charm. Each tassel dances with the breeze, adding light-hearted elegance to your potted plants. It's a small touch that makes a big difference in creating a cozy, curated garden nook. Bring a whimsical note to your garden with butterflies made from fabric scraps. These ornaments, shaped and stiffened into delicate wings, can be attached to stakes or hidden among the flowers. They catch the light and delight the eye, blending in like magic. It's a simple but enchanting way to bring fantasy into the natural world. An old umbrella can become a statement piece with just a bit of fringe. Add cascading strips of fabric around the edges to create a cozy garden canopy with boho appeal. This piece becomes both shade and sculpture, a relaxing shaded retreat that feels curated and deeply personal. Using grapevine or wire frames, you can craft rustic wreaths adorned with knotted fabric ribbons. Hang them on your garden gate or tool shed for a heartfelt welcome. These wreaths feel timeless, handcrafted with love. They remind every guest that beauty doesn't require perfection, just intention. Even practical items deserve beauty. Wrap your metal hose holder with outdoor-friendly fabric for a custom look that blends function with charm. This simple transformation turns a necessity into an accent, proving that every corner of the garden can carry your signature style. Turn stools or large rocks into playful garden mushrooms using red and white fabric covers. These whimsical toadstools spark joy and add childlike wonder to your space. They're a fun conversation piece that brings laughter and fantasy to even the most grown-up garden corners. Dress your outdoor table with a handmade runner crafted from layered fabric scraps. Patchwork styles work beautifully with cottage or vintage decor themes. It sets the tone for slow, thoughtful afternoons spent sipping tea and sharing stories, bringing people together around beauty and memory. Drape your garden trellis with flowing strips of fabric to create a curtain effect that feels soft and dreamy. These fabric drapes offer both privacy and elegance. They invite you to slow down and breathe, turning a simple garden frame into a peaceful sanctuary. Sew durable fabric scraps into hanging pockets that double as vertical planters. Perfect for herbs, these make gardening easier and more accessible. They're functional, but they also bring charm and pattern to your fence or shed wall, adding life where you least expect it. Use spiral-wrapped fabric to dress up tree trunks or branches in bold, artistic patterns. It's an unconventional way to bring art into nature. This creative touch adds color in winter or contrasts beautifully with green foliage in summer, celebrating the trees that stand tall in your sanctuary. Build a cheerful scarecrow using vintage clothing and colorful fabric scraps. With a floppy hat and a handmade smile, it becomes part of the garden family. More than functional, it adds character and humor. A charming figure that keeps pests away with personality. Wrap worn-out pots with colorful fabric scraps to give them new life. These cozies are both practical and decorative, hiding imperfections with style. Layer patterns for a boho look or use florals for a soft vintage touch. Each one becomes a signature piece in your garden ensemble. Sew quilted chair cushions from leftover fabric, adding comfort and warmth to your outdoor seating. It's a subtle luxury that welcomes you to stay longer. Each cushion carries the softness of fabric and the strength of craft, a place to rest, reflect, and enjoy your garden's beauty. Repurpose old window frames and stretch beautiful fabric scraps across them for outdoor wall art. Hang them along your garden fence for a gallery-like effect. It turns your fence into a curated collection, celebrating texture, color, and creativity in the most unexpected way. And there you have it, 20 creative ways to breathe new life into your garden using nothing but fabric scraps and a little imagination. These DIY projects aren't just beautiful, they're meaningful, sustainable, and filled with personality. If this video sparked your creativity or reminded you of a project from the past, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. I'd love to hear which idea was your favorite, or what you'd love to see next here on Decor Blueprint.